Emma Raducanu has been defended from the relentless attention and pressure she receives for being a tennis player in England. 18-time major champion Chris Evert stuck up for the 19-year-old after her recent losses and said she was dealing with things beautifully after being thrust into the spotlight when she won the US Open as a qualifier last year. Raducanu has received criticism after winning 4 of her 10 matches since an unprecedented US Open win. The New York Grand Slam was just the 4th pro tournament of her career, and the teenager skyrocketed from world number 150 straight into the top 25 as a result, earning her a spot at any tournament on the main WTA Tour. Still just 19 years old, Raducanu is continuing the adjustment to life on the Pro Tour and is playing most tournaments for the first time ever, suffering some early losses as she gets used to the demands of traveling and competing week in, week out. After some suggestions that her losses were linked to her recent sponsorships with the likes of Porsche and Dior, the Bromley teenager hit back and said, "I feel like it's quite misleading because I'm doing training 5, 6. I'm at the club for 12 hours a day. But I throw out one post in the car on the way to practice and all of a sudden I don't focus on tennis." But a former world number 1 has now leapt to Raducanu's defense, admitting that the current world number 12 was handling everything beautifully, as she noted that the Brit had to deal with one of the toughest things in comparison to the expectations piled on American athletes. To be a superstar in England is like the toughest thing ever for a player, Chris Evert told Eurosport. Even tougher than being a superstar in America, where there are so many more athletes in other sports, or being a superstar in other countries. I just think with the tabloids in England it's brutal. I mean, basically, they camp out at your doorstep if you're a superstar, and that's not good. I think Emma is handling everything beautifully. Evert, who won a massive 157 singles titles during her career, also said she agreed that Raducanu had tennis as her main priority, despite some claiming her brand deals were a distraction. She continued, "I think Emma has tennis as her number 1 priority and she's working hard. It's hard when these financial opportunities come along and they're just offered to her to turn them down, and I think that's fine as long as her number 1 priority is still to improve her game." And Evert pointed out that things had been even more challenging for the US Open champion because her unprecedented triumph came when she was inexperienced and had never even been ranked inside of the world's top 100. It's hard when you win a Grand Slam and you're out of the top 100. That's a tough act to follow, and she's feeling it, but she's just got to put her nose to the grindstone and deal with it and work her way up, and I think she is doing that, she said. She has got a great game, and she has got a great attitude. But it is tough being a superstar in England, and I saw that in the last 50 years. I've seen that with English players. The press are just different in England, they are relentless, they build you up, and then if you don't live up to the expectations, they are just not as supportive. It's not all the press there, but the tabloids. You just have to be thick-skinned. She has got to be thick-skinned. But I think she is.